Here we are.
Exactly.
Hello, people of the YouTubes. Welcome to this episode of Airsoft Review, Site Review, and we're back from NAF. So, as a lot of you have seen, we put a few shorts up and we did a live stream, which was really well taken, to be honest, like 1,600 people. So, that was a thing.
That was the thing.
Yeah. So very impressed with all that went. So I've had to quickly reset my PC. So I need to just run back quickly to where I was originally. Had it all set out. There we go. Thank you. Give me that. Now, is this working? Yes, there it is. So, hopefully we shall have Mr. Phil joining us. He said he was going to jump on, but we shall see. Put that down. There we go. And I didn't want to put that down. Oh well, I don't know what I'm doing.
Just make it umbrella.
Yeah. So if Mr. Phil comes, actually, let me quickly send him a message. Right. So we have a nice list of stuff. We're going to treat this as a normal Airsoft site review. But tell you how it all went anyway. So why not? Are you ready, Mr. Lee?
I am ready. Fire away.
Actually, give me a mic. Mic check, please. Talk.
Hello.
Again.
Hello.
There we go. Let's turn you up a little bit.
Oh.
So, as everyone was, a lot of you are aware, some of you may not be aware, we attended the National Airsoft Festival, which is down in, where the hell is it?
Somewhere beginning with B. Salisbury Way. Near Portsmouth.
Near Portsmouth, yeah. Yeah, it was a 4.5 hour drive for ourselves. It would have been quicker, but we took the caravan, and my van did not like all the gear plus the caravan, and it's having a little bit of a moment. So, yeah. But it was quite a drive. So, we arrived. Oh, God, what time did we get there? We left. We left my house at 12 o'clock midnight, and we got there around 4:30, didn't we?
Yeah.
The drive there was nice. It was a nice drive, actually. We stopped off.
Not a lot of traffic.
No, you can imagine that time in the morning. There's pretty much no stupid traffic. Stopped off at a service station, stretched our legs, had a pee, so forth. Going that far down south and in the middle of nowhere, that night the sky was so clear. We saw just thousands of stars, didn't we?
Indeed we did. Indeed we did.
But yeah, so we arrived about 4:30, and to our understanding, the gates didn't open until 9 a.m. Well, we were sat at the side of the road, just on their drive, but further down, for around 2 hours. It was around 2 hours.
Yeah.
Had a bit of a nap and so forth, and all we could hear was cars going up and down. Not loads, but cars going up and down the track. So come around 6:30, I got up, made myself a drink. Mr. Lee got up, and we decided we'll just head up. We'll just see. Why not? There might be a queue up there, so let's get ready. We drive up, and the gates were open. So we had a drive around, found a little spot we liked, parked up and set up camp very quickly. Got ourselves kind of ready. Oh, pardon me, tired. And then, what was it? We had a walk around, and then this is when I did the live stream, and we put the flag on the van, and we went round the stores, which were all closed at the time, because they didn't open until 9, if I'm correct.
That's correct. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, then we came back, and then we chilled for a bit, and then we finally went back when Chrono was open.
Yeah.
So,
It pretty much like Friday was, from what I gathered, when we read through like the safety brief. Yeah, we read through it all. Like Friday was pretty much the second setup day. So they'd open site on Thursday, so you could pay for early access. You could go a day early on Thursday. Friday was when things really started to like kick off. And the first game. So the first actual game for the entire weekend was a small pistol game in the afternoon. But I think both me and you agreed that by the time we'd finished Chrono in, getting set up and doing all the stuff, it was best to just like enjoy the evening and get ready for a full day on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly that. So, camping wise, I personally thought the camping was fine. For the whole weekend, we didn't have a problem camping. Noise, people, I didn't have an issue. There was the odd couple of moments, like I think it was Sunday morning around 2 a.m. Someone shouting
Well,
"fuck Delta."
it's the thing. It's the thing. It's festival. There was alcohol. There was lots of fun. People just enjoying themselves. It's
But it
going to
wasn't
happen.
bad though.
Like
It wasn't loud, was it? And we camped. We were literally 5 seconds away from the main gate, which is the noisy area. So you had sections of camping. You had noisy, normal, and quiet camping. And we was in the noisy area, and it wasn't that noisy, was it?
not really. Not considered, to be fair.
No. So we're going to start off with then signing. How did signing go for us, Mr. Lee? I'll let you take this one.
So that was pretty easy, I thought. Anyway, so what they've done was in the main area that you probably may or may not see throughout the videos that we release. The only bit of what I would call hard cover was they'd got some storage containers set up. Inside the storage containers, they'd section 3 off. So you'd got your Bravo, your Delta, and your others. And then there was a little shop attached to that, BBs, a few riffs, and mainly like outfit gear, Viper products. But pretty simple sign up. Rolled up, I'd got my QR code ready. I think you'd got your registration number. But either way, they pretty much scanned it, handed us over 2 armbands each, with little plastic cards in. So you got your registration number, it had got your name on, and these were to be worn at all times while you were out in the gaming field for obvious reasons, which we'll come to when we do safety briefings and stuff. Also got free patch, free NAF patch, and a free keyring.
Yeah, so we got some freebies. As I say, you got the NAF patch, which is a shame because I actually ordered a NAF patch. So they had to kind of give me a refund. They gave me something else instead. And we got the key ring, which they did sell for £1, but they gave it everyone anyway. I presume no one wanted it. Yeah, and obviously, yeah. So, like I said, signing was simple. There was zero queue when we got there. We signed. It was what 9:30, 9:45 when we rolled up to sign in.
Yeah.
And there was no one. It
I
was
think
empty.
even with the queue though, right, it was pretty swift. They were pretty much on it. There was 2 of them on the
Yeah. So
desk.
later on, there was a few people queuing up, or later on in the evening on Friday. Not many, probably 10 at the most, but they went through them quick because it was 2 people per cubicle. But yeah, when we were signing, let's say around 9:30, 9:45, there was no one. It was empty. We just walked straight up, straight to them. which was quite concerning for me anyway, because I researched the living crap out of everything when we do stuff like this. And when I saw the previous ones to do with the festival, like people are saying it's like an hour queue for chrono, an hour queue for sign in, so forth, and it was just non-existent. So yeah, talking of chrono, so chrono, um, same principle. We went. I think chrono opened at 10. Was it? Or was it half 10?
Bruno opened at 10,
We got there for
and
around half an hour
obviously
after
the
it was.
cleaners. Yeah, so I'd misread this part of the instruction booklet, thinking that everything needed to be chronoed. So I've got one of these little pulley cart things. Pretty much everything was in it. So I'd got my 3 rifles, all of my pistols. You'd obviously got the LMG, your Ronin, your pistol.
Yeah.
We just wheeled it all down. Funny story. Might have got there realizing that I hadn't put batteries in either of my AEG rifles. But we managed to work our way around that by obviously one of my rifles was a sniper bolt action. So pretty much Luke did his, and then we just switched the battery between the three so we could get them all chronoed up and all done and dusted. Although I did have to go back for my DMR because I had a small, tiny issue while I was trying to fit the battery. I pulled the cables out the back. But no
Yes.
big air. Luke managed to sort that out when we got back to the van. But again, pretty easy process. They did sort of say to us, please tell me they're ready to go, lads. And there was a sign saying, if it's not ready to go, you get to the back of the queue. But we were pretty organised. They shuffled us into one single booth, and we pretty much went for it. Because all the pistols were green gas, didn't bother because they were all blowback. So they were quite happy to let those go. And I think that, again, that process, smooth. They were pretty much moving through lines. Even when the lines got bigger, the line was moving pretty swift. Really well put together. They'd got general rifles, gas blowback, and then they'd got a separate HPA section as well.
Yeah. So again, the queues for chrono. There was a queue for chrono when we finally turned up, and again, what 10 people? Literally waiting like 5 minutes, if that. Got through chrono. I'm gonna come back to chrono, but yeah, that threw me off there when they said about the green. They don't green chrono the chrono green gas pistols, which is a
Put it in the
weird one
feedback
because
section.
again, if you're not chronoing pistols, how do you know everyone's using green gas? Because I use red gas in one of my pistols, and one of my other pistols, which I did take, that uses green gas. Because if I use red, it's way over the limit. They did say they do chrono CO2 and something else. I can't remember what they said about that. But yeah, so we're going to come back to chrono. But like Lee said as well, they had a separate booth for HPA alone, which when we got there was one person. Granted, there wasn't one person with HPA in the whole event, but there was just, yeah. So after that, so after that we went back. We went back, didn't we? Because we live
It's up
streamed
the
that as
rifle.
well. Yeah, so after chrono, we went back to the caravan, sorted ourselves out, and then decided to have a walk around the actual facilities of the festival. So we'll go with facilities now. So toilets, Mr. Lee,
Toilets, loads of them, absolute tons of them.
everywhere, everywhere.
Pretty much everywhere you looked, you could see a port bog.
And there wasn't just one; there was like 10, or actually 20. I think it
Yeah,
was in rows of two, weren't there? Like 20.
yeah, back from.
Just everywhere. So 20 here, you walk 5 minutes, another 20, walk another 5 minutes, another 20. Then there's all the private ones, which were scattered all over the place. It was loads.
Yeah, a private portaloo.
Mm. And then
Good for
actually
you.
in the festival area where the bar was, there was a men's section. So it was urinals. There 6 of them, which could hold like 4 people each.
Yeah.
They were
Little pod,
busy. They
little drop pod.
they were emptying them things like quite a few times on bloody day.
Yeah, and I suppose that was the point I was about to get to. Impeccably clean, right? So
Yes.
I don't mind using a portaloo. I haven't got an issue with it. And I probably used it a good dozen or so times while I was out. I had to change once. There was one particular one that I walked in. It was early in the morning. I opened the door. I closed the door. The guy behind me went, "Not that one, then." I was like, "No, I'll take the next one." But other than that, they were pretty clean. They've got a lorry going around site on a regular basis, emptying them, emptying the urinals, and they'd also got a massive septic tank just off to the left of the gate that they were pretty much just cycling through all day long. So really clean. Not smelling too bad considering the amount of people that did like as the weekend got on, the numbers got bigger. But even with the bigger numbers, like it was a pretty well run, like good spec, really clean, more than happy facilities wise. While I was there, obviously purchased the additional unlimited showers. Um,
Yeah, so I was going to ask you
and
that.
again,
So I was going to mention that I didn't use the portaloos at all. I used the one in the caravan. Um, it's just time. Nature calls when I was there, so why not?
no,
So, and on that note as well, so shower facilities again. I didn't use the shower facilities because I've got a shower in the caravan. I barely fit in that thing, so I couldn't imagine Lee fitting in it. So Lee already purchased unlimited showers, so he's now going to give you a review of the shower facilities.
of the unlimited showers, and everybody thinks festival showers. Surely there's a film of stickiness on the floor. No, absolutely not. Um, Again, really well run, moving people on really swiftly. There wasn't any sort of time constraints, so it wasn't like you had to get in, get out as quickly as you had to. They managed it really, really well. Again, the queue line went through pretty quickly, even when there was a big queue. Um, Guy on the door pretty much checked, made sure that you'd either paid or you'd got your wristband on. As somebody was out, he was ushering the next person in. If there was any issues, so for me, I used the shower twice. On the first occasion, nothing major. Obviously, as you're getting out of the shower, a bit of water drips off you. That including your dirt, probably a little bit of a dirty patch, but you can get past that. But he was saying as people were going in, like, if you're concerned, give me a shout and I'll clean it out. And he was doing that throughout the evening and also the following morning when I went, the following afternoon when I went after Sunday's game day. Um, Again, it's personal for me, right? The only thing that stood out was it's just the way people treat things.
Mm.
Like, so when I went in Sunday, empty bottles all over the floor. And it's like, if you're gonna do it, at least have the decency to tell the guy, like, I've left some empty bottles in the shower. He was quite happy to go clean them out. The point he made to me was like, if there's any mess, just give me a shout and I'll clean it out. Like, that's fine. Like, if you're gonna be a lazy bastard and treat things like shit, then don't use them because they're
Yeah.
there for everybody else. But that aside, more than happy. Like, I'm not saying there were red hot showers. I was quite happy to get home and shower in my own shower. But they weren't cold by any means. Like lukewarm water, I don't believe I'm going to get 5-star service while I'm out in the woods. But it was a decent shower, and I was quite happy. And it does make a difference just being able to wash the dust. We'll come back to the dust away.
Stop it. So yeah, so toilets and showers. Next, food. What was your take on the food options and facilities at the festival?
What is the take on the food options? There was too many food options
But there was
because
too
whenever I
annoying.
asked
There was
Luke if he
one
wanted something
annoying
to eat,
food option.
we'll come back to the annoying food option. Put it on the feedback. But here's the thing, right, with the food options. So I said, "Do you know what, mate? I'll pay for lunch today. You get it tomorrow. What do you want?" And he went, "You decide." No, mate. I asked you first. Answer a question with a question. But no, what a massive range. And you know what? It all smelled absolutely amazing. If I could have afforded it, I'd probably had one of everything. We'd got a load of fries. We'd got burgers, gyrosses, bratwursts. I want to say tacos, but they might have been enchiladas,
Burritos,
pizza. That's it, burritos. Pizza, nachos, noodles, bao buns, veg spring rolls, just your general
Chinese,
bacon,
curry,
sausage. Yeah, pretty much.
toasties,
If you got
hot dogs.
If you got a flavour, they'd got a stall. Do I think the prices were fair? Pretty much, yeah. £10. We had the load of fries on day one, and you pretty much got a really good whack a load of fries, plenty of carbs. The toppings were really nice. I had the braised beef, barbecue braised beef. Been in the Bain Marie all day as it should be. It was melting your mouth. It was sweet. It was succulent. It wasn't too dry. I really quite enjoyed it. I think you had the chili con carne.
It was fine. The fries were fries. Chili, you could eat it. It was fine. It was edible. There was nothing wrong with it. Personally, I just thought it was a bit lacking in flavour. But otherwise, I ate it all. So it was fine. I wasn't even really that hungry either. I still ate it all. But
And then day 2 we had the gyros, didn't we?
yes.
Everybody been having a gyros. Everybody been having a gyros.
Oh, we saw some faces. People were looking at it before they even put it in their mouths. Some I swear this dude was having an orgasm.
The downside to the gyros day 1 was it was cash only. So
yeah.
not many of the stalls were cash only, but obviously, like myself, I use Google Wallet. If I have not got my phone about me, I've got my wallet on me. And pretty much these days, I don't carry cash. The only time I carry cash is after Christmas and birthdays.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think the nearest place to the actual site was Waitrose, and it was pretty much a car drive out, which would have meant us having to rejig some stuff to get the van out to go for a drive to come back again. And with the rest of the food choices out there, you kind of just said no. Luke managed to wangle 20 quid off somebody. Don't ask me how. He disappeared behind a van, had a conversation, was here for a while, and then he came back with a £20 note.
Okay.
I bet it wasn't 7 inch. But, you know, I'm not going to challenge him. It meant we could have a chicken gyros. I was happy.
So, I know the chicken gyros thing's a big thing at NAF. It's been going on for years. I've been following NAF since I knew about it, so it's been for a few years. Just never had the opportunity to go. And it's always been the number one talked about thing. So, naturally, I wanted one to see what the hype was about. So, price-wise, £10. Not moaning. It was a decent size. Don't get me wrong. It fill you up, unless you're me. But otherwise, yeah. So we had one. How would you rate it?
I really enjoyed it. You know what? I mean, was it worth the money I paid for it? That's the question. Yes, I thought it was nice. Do you know what? I really enjoyed it. I thought there was a decent amount of sauce on it. You had the option to put extra sauce on it, and it was a good serving. Again, like I look at the fries, I look at the gyros. It filled me. It made me feel happy. I have no complaints. I'd probably say 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll probably go with the 7 out of 10 as well. Personally, for me, portions were fine. Price, yeah, fine, whatever. Even if it was £8, would have been even better. But £10, I want moaning. Flavor wise, again, it was just like, for me, it's just barbecue, not barbecue. What's the word? It's like spit chicken and the sauces that you put in, like the sour cream and the onions and all that lot, and the rest of it. Yeah, that was really nice. But the chicken itself was just basically just plain chicken. And then I did like half a bottle of chili sauce on it, which was really nice. I like chili sauce. So yeah, they gave me some looks with the amount of chili sauce I put on it because it was quite big.
I think for
Otherwise,
me, that's probably like a key point to pick up on.
I'm
So when
funny
he
with
wrapped
food.
it,
I like to cook myself. I'm very funny with food. I like flavour, and I'm like, for instance, any chicken, whatever. But like chili, I like to make my own chili, so I make it as flavourful as you can possibly get without it being too overpowering. And I also have to make it for children because I've got young ones, and we all know how funny children are with food. They eat it, so again, if it's fine for them and it's fine for me, it's fine. So yeah, I'm just funny with food. But anyway, sorry, as you say.
no. I think for me, the only thing that I would have probably liked more is the pitter had been a little bit wider. It would have given him a bit more of an opportunity to put sauce all around it because it was kind of sauce all over the pitter. Then you got your salad, then you got your chicken, then you got your chips. So you kind of outer edges were missing out on a bit of that juicy flavour.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
No, again, there was options for food. One of them I wouldn't have touched with a barge pole. I wouldn't have touched it with a
Pizza,
B. Huh?
the pizza.
Oh, the pizza. I forgot about the pizza. No. So I saw the pizza raw and undercooked, wasn't the word, to say it was done in an oven, a stone oven, a proper pizza stone oven, which was quite concerning. So that put me straight off. That was done. I made my own pizza. We've got an oven in the caravan, so why not? No, it was the Chinese food.
No, the Thai food. The Thai
Is it
food. I know
Thai?
what you're talking about.
The one that was all out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That, granted, I like Thai food, I like Chinese, I like Indian, whatever. Don't matter. Food's food. I eat everything. But it was out there to the open, and then obviously they grab what they needed, whatever. Dust. That was the
Dust.
problem. And because of the dust,
We'll
I
come
wouldn't
back
have
to
touched
the
it.
dust.
But we're going to come back to the dust. But because of that, I wouldn't have touched it, and I would advise anyone else not to touch it, just because. Yeah. Right.
Let's be clear though, right? Because we didn't for the dust reason, which we'll come back to. But it looked amazing.
Yes, it does.
There was no
The food,
denying,
it
right?
looked
When you
amazing.
walk
It
past
smelt
it,
amazing. Everything about it was fine. It literally was dust.
yes, the dust.
Next one, bar. How did you feel about the bar and the bar facilities? And we'll go with the
Uh,
entertainment.
Entertainment, or do you want to go with service first?
To be honest, the bar's all one thing in it, so I just put bar. It's just one
No, and
bloody
we'll
massive
start at
tent.
one end and work our way down.
Yeah.
Plenty of tables, plenty of seating area. Not so much on the Saturday night.
No.
I think that's when you really started to understand just how many people were there. Friday night, dead easy to find a table. Sat outside, they had a massive marquee in the corner, pretty much 6 bar staff on. So things flowed really, really well. You could do table service, and on Friday night, pretty much most people did table service. I think on the Saturday, it would have been a challenge for them to keep up with the table service orders because pretty much every table was full. Music playing in the background, generally, just a mixed bag of music coming through the sounds, and then the
Mixed.
entertainment started.
Mixed in the word. So yeah, so bar service, like I say, the bar was fine. We went up, there was a bunch of drinks. I got extremely confused. I saw something, I was like, so Lee brought the first drink, and I had a Guinness, so it was fine. And then, did I buy the second drink, or did you buy the second drink?
No, I got the second one as well.
Yeah, so I had what he had. And then, whenever it was like either the same day or the next day, I was like, I'll have a look at the menu, I'll get a drink in. And I'm reading the menu. I don't really drink, so I don't know what's what. And I saw these ingredients in these drinks. I was like, well, that sounds nice. Can I have one of them? And he's like, well, that's alcohol free. I was like, oh, okay. What about this one? He goes, that's alcohol free. I went, he goes, the AF means alcohol free. I went, give me a Guinness. Got a clue. So that was fun. The live entertainment, it's all right. The music was extremely American. Don't know where the woman was from, though. Could not tell you.
The entertainment was okay. It was light entertainment on Friday. We didn't hang about for the entertainment on Saturday. But yeah, she was all right. Again, music-wise, Mustang Sally's, that sort of era of
It's basically
music.
a lot of royalty-free stuff, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
do you know
fine.
what? It was just a bit of background noise. People were pissing around, enjoying themselves. It was just one of the. Do you know what it reminded me of? When I was a kid, I watched Blues Brothers, and one of the original scenes of the Blues Brothers, they're in that bar with the wire netting up,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's pretty much what I imagine. That's how it was. Like she was singing away merrily, and people were just kind of paying some attention, but most of the attention was on some of the lumberjack players as they were building towers of empty pint glasses.
Yeah.
Obviously, all the pint glasses were plastic, for obvious reasons. Yeah, that was kind of where the focus was the massive
Mm.
tower of plastic cups.
Yeah, talking of music, there was just like there was ambient music. So they had like speakers dotted around the festival site, not the campsite, but where all the stores were and the food places. I don't know whose playlist they were playing, but Jesus Christ, they were playing some absolute crap, weren't they? Apps.
I mean, I quite enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed it. You obviously weren't that keen.
No. No, it's not that. I know the songs. I don't mind the songs, or I enjoyed the songs. It just didn't fit the theme at all. You've got people running around in playing Action Man, and they're all amped up and hyped up, and you're playing some music that you would listen to go to bed. It didn't make damn sense. But apart from that, yeah. Next one, prices. So we'll go with prices of everything. So we'll start prices at the bar. What do you think? Because we didn't even mention that, so we'll carry on with that one.
Price of the bar were pretty good, to be fair. I think we worked it out. It was each round cost roughly about £8-9.
Yeah.
When we were drinking, you were on the Guinness and I was on the cider. So yeah, pretty much regular prices. Nothing was over the extreme. And I'll be honest, like the surprise for me was like on the Sunday we had a pint of Coke each, and normally like when you're ordering Coke, it can be quite extravagant, especially if you're ordering a pint of. But no, absolutely not. Like they were really quite. Yeah, pricing was good behind the bar.
Yeah, I had a couple of cans of Monster, and they were like £1.60. So it was like co-op prices basically.
Yeah.
So it's like okay, that's fine. Right, store prices from the shops that varied massively on the individuals on their stores. So you had some big name stores there. So we had Ammo Drop there, which is an actual shop. I think they had some exclusive discounts going off. You had BZ Tactical there. They had again Kydex Customs. If you know Kydex Customs, you know their prices. Matador. Um, what was the other one? I'm thinking Delta Armory was there. Um,
There was
yeah,
loads. There was
and then there was
loads.
a load of like independent shop stores and companies who have turned up, and that's where the prices were wild. Some of them. Oh, we also have what we call down here in the East Midlands a Skegness
Okay, special.
store.
The
Yeah,
Skeggy special.
yeah, the Seaside Resort airsoft shop where all that crap you don't want, selling stuff which they shouldn't be selling. That I cannot stress enough. They were selling like spring powered pieces of crap which looked like they literally were made in the 80s, but they were
You
also
know,
selling metal
they're just trying to
BBs
earn a
and
living.
glass BBs, as well as illegal .12 BBs, .15 BBs, air rifle pellets, air rifle guns. It was like, why are you here? Yeah, don't think someone checked that
And the
one, did they?
question, do you know what though? It raises a big question of, as a site coordinator, they were given a pitch,
That's concern
right?
number one.
So, as
As
much
I
as we
put in the
sit here
title of the
going,
video, oh no, I didn't put in the title. On the Facebook group page, I put in about tonight that we've come across some safety concerns. And this is concern number one, that they've not checked who's coming on who's selling what. Because again, why are you selling glass and metal BBs? So, yeah, anyway, carry on, sorry.
in a place where not everybody knows what they're doing.
And not everyone's in the right state of mind, alcohol wise, either.
Yeah. But in general, most of the stores, good range of products. We had a really good look round actually, because it's always good to see like what your price variances are, what's on offer out there. Much like myself, I know Luke's quite into his attachments. I'm very keen on getting the right attachments for the right rifles and all that sort of stuff. And there was loads, like
Yes,
you
there was
name it,
loads.
somebody had it.
There was
There was
one
probably two or
store
three stores.
when you walked into the main festival place, and they had hundreds of sights and red dots scopes all laid out on the table. There were loads. Their prices were a little bit high, personally, for what they were. Some of them I know for a fact were from Temu, not Temu, AliExpress. I know for a fact, and they were like double the price. Um, I only know that because I want to buy one myself. So
But
yeah, um, prices were wild. They were 3D printed stuff there. I have a 3D printer. I print a lot of 3D printed crap. I've tried the Airsoft stuff. It doesn't work unless you're making something spectacular. It's like this. This is a headphone mount. Where's my headphones? Which I'm not wearing today because I can't be bothered. There we go. It's a Dragon headphone mount. I made myself. Blah blah blah. I paid £5 for the file, and it took like 40 hours to print this stupid thing. They had guns, non-functioning guns, like giant 50 cal like LMGs you stick on the top of a tank or a truck or something out, God knows what. They were charging nearly £900. It doesn't cost that
they did
much.
look cool. They
This
did look cool.
cost me like £7, and it's solid.
But they did look cool.
They
And
looked
you got
cool.
dead excited.
Oh, I did until I picked it up. I was like, oh, it feels brittle. I think I might break it. Let me pull it back down even slower than I picked it up. Otherwise, yeah, some prices were stupid, some prices were fantastic. There was one item that we did send in our little group we've got, and everyone got a bit excited and a bit moist over. It was an electronic scope with night vision and digital zoom, and it was sexy.
It was incredible.
It
It was
was
incredible.
it was
God,
nice.
it was amazing until the little guy came out and went, "I'll do you a deal today," and both of us went,
I thought
"Go
you was
on,"
going to do the accent.
and he went, "No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do, not while we're allowed." He went, "I'll do you a deal," and the both of us looked at him. His little, we were so excited, and he went, "Yeah, we're selling it at £350 today. We'll do it for 320." I was like, "No, thanks." It was an incredible scope, though. I think for me, like the main thing to call out for the stalls is there was something for everybody. So there was something for the airsofters, there was something for the campers, there was something for the general sort of just people flowing by. For the airsofters, there was plenty of choice. So if you found something, my advice would always be go and have a look round because somewhere will have the same thing, and you may get lucky, you may find it cheaper. But if you're looking for something, like it will have definitely been there. Whether it was, I won't mention too much about it, a new pair of boots.
Yeah, I was going to mention
um,
that anyway. I
um,
found
new more BBs.
I brought some
New.
boots, plain and simple. They were there, they were used, whatever. I wanted some new boots because my fabric ones, when they get wet, they're terrible. Like all of you know, when you get your wet fabric boots wet, your feet are done. That's it, you're fine. So I've got two pairs of boots. One's a pretty old pair, and the other one's a newish pair. Fine. Saw these boots. They are immaculate. They look brand new. The jokes this guy was coming out with to do with how they got them brand new pair of boots secondhand was grim at best. They were perfect. The soles looked like they had never been used. They were fine, minus the dust. They were perfect. So I brought them. Fine. It cost me £15. I am not moaning. Tried them on when I was there. Fine, they fit. Whatever. Brilliant. Tried my left foot because that's the biggest foot. Fine. Well, walked around, whatever. I went back to the caravan. That night I wore them and I was breaking them in because they were really like uncomfortable, like the insole had shifted or whatever, but otherwise they were fine. Quite comfortable. Next day, ready for Sunday's game. Put my insoles in, my left one, put it in, fine. Put my foot in. Oh, it was comfortable. It was like heaven. Couldn't get the insole in the left one, the right one. For the life of me, couldn't. So I stuck my foot in. Couldn't get my foot in. So I tore the insole out, put my foot in, and it was so tight. I was like, what is going on? My feet's swollen overnight or something. Looked, two different stupid sizes. One was a size 9, the other one was a size 8. I was like, right, I'm back in a minute. Let me go find the dude and tell him that he's fucking fucked up. Why has he vanished? Gone. It's not there. Sunday morning, dude's not there. He's left. So I'm currently in the process of trying to get in touch with the guy because basically he screwed me over. The misery I had that weekend with all the crap I had going on, that was the worst. It really was. That peed me off for the rest of the day. Actually peed me off for the rest of the next couple of
I
days.
found it hilarious. I shouldn't, but it was quite funny.
I
Only because the
just
night
can't.
before,
It
in
was a
fairness, right?
gem.
In
These
fairness,
boots were perfect. They look brand
they were
new.
really nice boots. When you dusted them off, they looked absolutely impeccable, right?
Yeah,
No word of a lie.
easy £130
Whoever's boots they
boots.
were before definitely got shot in the face because
Dickhead.
there was nothing wrong with the boots.
It
But
was.
it was more the fact that the night before when we'd been out, you'd worn them in, and you were literally, when you took them off, I remember you saying, like, these are so comfortable now. These are really nice now. And then it wasn't until the insoles went in the following morning. Yeah. So, yeah, I shouldn't laugh. You know what? You're right. You're selling a product, make sure your product is right. Word to the wise, check this.
Yeah. Uh,
But I think the only other thing about the stalls was there's a mix of stalls, obviously, in the main area, but they do allow the campers. You can, as a camper, or somebody staying over, set up your own stall, sell your own goods.
yes.
I know Luke had got some of the 3D printed bits that he'd got, and some bits that he just wanted to get rid of. And people are interested. They will stop. They will ask questions. They do want to handle the stuff. So just be mindful that, like, you know, if you're a very untrustworthy person or you're not keen on it, don't do it. But you're then venturing into the world of Sold of Seed, right? There was a couple of occasions when we'd spotted a rifle that was on a blanket on a table. People are quite happy for you to go and have a look, have a feel, pick it up. But the prices will be pretty much, if you don't know what you're looking for, you are venturing into a world of putting yourself in a situation where you may pay more than what you actually get.
Yes.
I
There
think
was
there
a
was
few
a P90
occasions.
you'd spotted on. Yeah, there was a P90 you'd spotted
Yeah.
on day one. And originally the price they wanted for it over the 3 days dropped radically because people just weren't interested.
Yeah. They originally
Um,
wanted 250 quid for this P90, which it's not a bad price because P90s are quite expensive. But by the last day, he dropped it all the way down to 150. So he wanted that gone. But yeah, some of the prices, again, be careful because like some of the rifles, they were expensive. Some of these second-hand rifles, we saw. I think the most I saw was like £400 for a second-hand rifle, and it wasn't HPA or anything. I think it was just like it was an AEG as well, wasn't it? They had a bunch of gas blowbacks. People did, but yeah, the prices were very debatable. But if you know what you're looking for, it could be a treasure. It could be a little gem. Otherwise, you might just be getting ripped off royally. There was a lot of blowbacks for sale. A lot of people had gas blowbacks for sale. Rifles. I mean, a lot. So, yeah, that one. Yeah. Right. We're going to just go with attendees. We'll go with that one next.
attendees.
Yeah. So, we'll say Friday. There was definitely more campers than players.
Yeah.
Definitely. As I said, when we got there, it
Definitely
was near
agree.
enough dead. There was tents, but we've got drone footage. There was hundreds of tents and camper vans and self-contained vehicles, or a vehicle with a mattress in it.
Yeah.
Your friend.
That's a black bag.
Um, there was loads, plain and simple. But there was more people camping. We saw entire families there, like mum, dad, kids, grandparents. in wheelchairs and mobility scooters. Like the entire family had rocked up to this thing. And granted, we understand it's a cheap camping experience with a little bit of
Yeah.
festival shit going off. So yeah, fine. But that Friday, there weren't many players rolling.
No, the
Saturday
players definitely
morning
started
though.
rolling in on Saturday.
Yeah, so people were rolling in all day Friday until the late night. I think it was around 10 o'clock. They kind of stopped. Saturday morning though, wow,
Yeah.
there was a lot of
Yeah.
people. It wasn't sold out. I can tell you right now, it wasn't sold out because we know the others they sold out. Bravo and Delta didn't. Because you could tell by the size of the groups when we separated, when we actually went off. Um, yeah, I think Bravo might have had the least, if I'm correct. Delta was very popular this year, very popular.
Still though, let's be fair, like when the players started coming in, there were a lot of players.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of players. Jesus
Um,
Christ, there was a lot of
I
players.
mean, I was talking to, because quite a few people at work are obviously, I keep pestering them to like and subscribe to the channel, like and subscribe to the channel. And pretty much so the conversation while I've been back at work has been, how was your weekend? What went off? How did it go? And I was like, you know what? It's for me, like we'll get into some of the more specific attendees shortly. But in general, as an airsofter, like my airsoft life consists of going to sites on a Sunday morning, once a month, and you're probably lucky if you get, depending on the site, between 30 to 60 players. Yeah. Um, at times while we were out in the field, you and your teammates consisted of 30 to 60 players, and you were part of a team, and there was another part of your team somewhere else.
Yeah,
Um, so like you were never kind of alone, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
Like
There
there was
was
a couple of
always someone.
occasions where,
There was, well, not even someone. There was just always people around, and not the
yeah,
other opposing factions. It was literally your team. So when we separated and we went to our little team locations to actually start the game, Bravo, they were. I'm going to say at least about 300 people on that Bravo on that ridge. There was loads, and for having 300 people in one place, which was all on your team, it's a mind fucking really, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, and then
yeah. Well,
and then you've realised that there's another 400-500 people opposite for you, and there's another 1,000 somewhere. So it was like, yeah, it was a bit surreal, but it's so cool at the same time.
yeah. But do you know what? Like that many players, nobody was rude. uh, everybody just seemed to just everybody just was just enjoying the movement. Like
Yeah,
it was incredible to be part of. Um, there was obviously the flip side to the attendees. Um, some people are obviously hardened NAF heroes, shall we call them? Um, and there was some pretty wild outfits going into the field.
yeah.
And fair play to some. I will definitely
Did you
say
see
fair
that
play
lad
to
who was
some.
borderline naked?
Yeah, yeah.
He was out wearing a pair of shorts, if I'm correct, and a pair of goggles. That was it.
Pretty much.
Mm. Yeah,
We had a night, full night,
yeah. Full
um,
night
and
Templar
his
with his
and his
banjo companion.
banjo playing compatriot. That was quite amusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the outfits are amazing. I think we've caught most of them on
Granted,
video.
there was obviously Friday evening, everyone came full blown out in all the costumes and whatever. Saturday, though, for the gameplays, a lot of the costumes have said goodbye. There was only a few who actually came out in their costumes, and some of them were questionable. Some of them were extremely questionable. Some of them were extremely, how should we put it, modern for
Yeah,
the modern youths nowadays. A bit of confusion going up in here because we don't know exactly what gender you are. And the outfit did not help. But each to their own. We all had fun. We had fun. We had laughs with them. So fuck it, whatever. but the majority of people were literally full camoed out or gillied. Jesus Christ, my gillies.
Lots of gillies.
We feel so
Lots
sorry
of
for the
moving bullshit.
yeah. So it wasn't a cold weekend. I'm going to skip ahead of myself now, but it was warm. Within 20 minutes, half an hour of the game, actually, I won't even say half an hour, I'll say about 20 minutes of the game starting, you could feel the sweat dripping in places which really shouldn't be dripping. And we're wearing t-shirts and plates, helmet fine, face protection, whatever. You got people in full-blown bloody ghillie suits. Some dude was in a giant onesie kind of like camo outfit as well, wasn't he? I was like, dude, you must be on
Yeah,
fucking
I
fire.
mean, fair play to them. Like, it's their state of game. It's their enjoyment.
Yeah.
Like, if that's how they want to game it, then absolutely. But
Oh yeah.
Jesus,
I'm not
22
moaning
degrees on
because
a
we teamed
Saturday,
up with them
23
two
degrees
girls,
on a
didn't we?
Sunday.
Them two ghillie girls.
Yeah.
And they were full kitted out in them ghillie suits, and it wasn't cold. Yeah. But they were going for it, and they were like, yeah, yeah. So, as I say, it was enjoyable. Everyone had a laugh. Everyone.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Sunday
Sunday
morning was all right.
Sunday kind of got a little bit heated in certain areas.
Yeah, you started to see some tempers fraying on Sunday afternoon,
Yeah.
just before we started packing up. It was a hotter day on the Sunday.
Mm.
The Sunday seemed to be a little bit less, I wouldn't say less structured.
I won't even say that. No. So I'm gonna skip. We're not gonna go gameplay yet. But basically, the rule is if you get hit, you shout your player team. You don't shout hit. You shout Bravo or others and whatever. I heard no one, even myself and Lee, after the first couple of hits that we got, it basically soon forget like you need to shout Bravo. So the first time I got hit, it was hit Bravo, and then second time it was Bravo, and then third time it was hit, and then went Shaman to say something, and then that's it. Because to be honest, you're so used to just shouting hit when you go to these skirmish weekends, whenever you go every week, every 2 weeks, every month, you normally just shout hit. So it's drilled into your brain to just shout hit. And so, yeah, that I didn't hear anyone shout other teams when they were getting hit. When I was shooting people and they're getting shot, they're just going hit. So
I don't think I shouted Bravo once. I'm not gonna lie.
I did it twice. I know I did it twice, but that was it. But yeah, Sunday, yeah, tempers. It was hot. Tempers started to get a bit rowdy. But yeah, whatever. So next point of the topic. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are you all ready?
Bring it.
Dust. Dust.
Dust.
Dust. You do not understand the dust.
Luke's not a fan of dust, by the way.
No, it
If
was.
anybody's not noticed.
It was hot. It was extremely dry. Well, it wasn't hot. It was in the mid-20s, but it was like no shade at all. But it was
Yeah.
dry, and where we were, it looked like it hadn't rained for like 3 bloody months. So the grass was completely like straw coloured, and with people walking and driving over the grass, turned it into basically fine particles of nothingness, which then had gone down to the soil level, which had then turned the soil into sand and dust. So every time a vehicle drive by, which for some reason everyone just had to drive everywhere, there was dust everywhere. My van was disgusting. The outside. The caravan was disgusting. Inside the caravan wasn't too bad because we limited opening the windows as much as possible. I've got a bunch of batteries, leisure batteries, inverters, so we was able to close stuff and actually put a house fan running in there so we could keep it cool. But this is the concern what I had earlier, which was with the food at the Thai place. The dust was everywhere, so it was definitely on
Everywhere.
that food. It's like you went to the stores and there was just a layer of dust over every single item in every single store. Just dust everywhere. The benches at the bar, there was dust. It was everywhere. And you couldn't escape it. You really just couldn't escape it. Yeah, the dust. The dust. So,
I feel better now.
yeah, I do.
Did you get it off your chest?
So now, I'm going to do a little slideshow. So Lee can't see this, but the people at home. Actually, I can share my screen with Mr. Lee. Actually, so if I
That's all right.
share,
I've got it on the other screen. I've got
oh
it on the
okay.
screen.
Oh no, if I share my screen with you, it's easier. So the other people will just see it full screen, but you will see it. Can you see that?
No.
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 I'll turn it off then. Right. Anyway, so let's go to this one. So this is when we arrived at NAF. Early hours of the stupid morning, and Mr. Lee's just chilling. It was pretty cold when we got there. It was around 6 degrees Celsius. In the American numbers, that's probably like, I don't know, what's 6 in America? It's like 20 something. So yeah, I'm gonna ring for. This is at the service station, having a quick break, chill out for a little bit, so forth, so forth. Sign. So this is the chrono booth. So on the far left is where your normal replicas were being shot and fired from, and so forth. And on this side, you can see my mouse. This section here was for HPA. You can actually see it. There you go. HPA guns go right there. Oh, they were charging. How much were they charging for HPA refills? Can you remember?
£4.
£4. I heard some nice feedback from some people regarding that.
The feedback was they don't fill your tank.
Yeah. So there you go. Myself and Lee, again, early hours. That's the bar behind, not uncovered yet because it was too early. That's exactly where it is. Oh, no, we go back again. This is where it is in the UK map. Very cool. Defender, why not? And there's our lovely flag. You
A
probably
real
saw
defender. Hang on. A
going back
real
long.
defender.
Real
Not none of that Lego fucking defender bullshit. A real defender.
Here's our flag flying high with the Tactical Dad's banner. So, yep. And then here's some photos before everything opens, so you can see a couple. So these are the food stalls here on the left, and then they were also on the right here. Ooh, turn that off. The bar once it opens, so plenty of benches, plenty of places to sit. Campsite. This is when we got there, so it was still pretty busy when we got there. Was this the rifle? This is the rifle. Turn the sound off. We don't hear sound. Not the rifle, the scope. There's your night vision scope. It was really nice, and even the digital zoom is good. I only noticed it to be able because it was like, why is there a USB sticking out this scope? It didn't make sense at first. I'm zooming in. They're the boots. There they are. This is
Wait
when
a
I
minute,
just
wait a
purchased
minute.
them.
I've only just realised there's a bit of a delay. I've only just realised that the scope also picks up the distance as well.
Does it?
Yeah, mate.
Oh, it does as well.
Why was it so expensive?
If it was £100, I would have bought it. But
Can we get one
yes,
between the three of us and just share it?
yeah. So yeah, these were the boots what I brought before pre-dusting and cleaning. They were immaculate. So no, gutted with that.
They were a nice pair of boots.
Lee made some friends right there. Couple of dicks. All the penis jokes in the world when they were walking down. Everything you can think of. This dude was brave. Mr. Rocket Man. All the photos and some videos will be available on. Oh, ignore that. That's data from our first day. 200 gig of data. So that was quite a while to transfer.
Mr. Luke's gonna be busy.
Oh, I was taking photos of the sky, so I had a lot of people come up to me going, "Oh, are you taking photos of the sky? Oh, what's that?" I was like, "That's a galaxy. That's Andromeda. This is this. This is that." So, how do you do it? You do it like that. Yeah, so forth. One of my other hobbies is actually
Stop
photography.
him.
So, oh, and here we go. We've got the sweatiest of Lees. Oh,
That was the Sunday, wasn't it? The Sunday.
yeah. Oh, and then we've come across the photos from the professionals. So I'm going to purchase a couple of these because they were actually really cool photos, quite funny. But I say all the photos we have are on our Facebook page and Instagram. Well, no, they're not on the Facebook. There's some on the Facebook, and the rest will go up there when I finish them. And Instagram, they're up
Yeah.
there. And this is me twatting around with the camera at night, doing some weird exposure stuff. That's Mr. Lee and his phone. But yeah, and then the final photo. Oh no, we've got this photo there. So we adopted this guy. Kind of came with us for about an hour or so. So when I found the photographer, we had a photo. So why not? There's Mr. Lee, happy as always. Oh, there's the live band.
Always.
More frogs, people. Me and a very. That is the 3D printed giant guns. They are extremely light. They weigh probably a couple of pound. They're not heavy at all, but they feel very fragile. So yeah. There we got what's his name? Not Vector. Is it Vector? Oh, I can't remember his name. So
Oh yeah.
this is our Bravo team leader, if you want to call him that. He was a funny man.
Oh yeah. My wife is already fucked off with me shouting that in the house, and it's only Tuesday.
So that's that. Let's go back to chat. Oh, turn that one off. There it is. So yeah, got a few photos. So next on our list, we're now going to talk about the actual site. So Ground Zero. So we've done NAF, but there's still more NAF to come. But the actual site is called Ground Zero, and they have an Airsoft event every month. And when did they do Milsims as well, don't they? Every so often.
Yeah, yeah. So, obviously, quite a few of the players that were there are regulars to the site because there's not many sites down south, apparently.
No, turns out there isn't. So our
Found out over
neighbours was very friendly,
Happy
and
neighbours.
we were chatting with him constantly, and he was on our team, and we spent a lot of hours with him in general. And he was local; he was like half an hour away, and he was telling us like this. No, actually, not that so many sites down there. So, but yeah,
Yeah. So on Sunday, I stumbled across somebody on the way out of the dead zone, and he was talking to me about one of the mission objectives, and I went, "Oh, whereabouts is that?" And he was like, "Oh, have you not been here before?" And we just got chatting. So Saturday they do every other Saturday, Sunday. So they'll do Saturday, then Sunday, Saturday, then Sunday, Saturday, then Sunday. On Saturdays they tend to do small skirmishes. On Sundays they do the mill sims, and use a bit more of the site. Um, the site itself is absolutely. Uh, in our previous videos, we did a review of Phoenix, and I always moan because Phoenix is massive. You spend all
yes,
day walking around Phoenix. You do like half an hour gameplay, then you spend half an hour walking back. Like pretty much. And pretty much you could take Phoenix and put it in about 6 times.
yeah,
This place was huge. I dare say that we probably, well, myself, only covered about 50%, 60% of the entire area that was available to play in.
5 hours. So a lot of people who do are subscribed to the channel and watchers, they are familiar with Phoenix Airsoft and how big that site is. It's nothing compared to this place. Ground Zero is huge. I think it's the second biggest site in the UK. It is massive. It's a very nice site though. It is very nice. It's nice.
Very
Um,
well looked after.
yeah. Granted, some of the buildings though, like the structures, they need a bit of like love. They had a weird concrete bruise block structure, which was like fine. They had some built
The
up
fort.
villages made of like looking like sheds. That was fine, nothing wrong with that. But there was some areas which are completely ran down, which makes me think that they don't use very often because they literally just crumbled. There was one part, and they used to be structures that they were literally crumbled to nothing. They were just all over the floor. Um, but it's a really nice site, really nice. And this time of year, it's overgrown, so you've got a lot of cover in a lot of places. And yeah, and there was one point which we'll have in a video, which I'm kind of working on. I've managed to offload everything. You come up this bank, you start off this hill, and it's like this, and it slowly goes like this, and it's like quite a decent incline. It's like a good 25-degree incline going up, and then it just stops and goes pretty much vertical. It's just a vertical cliff
With a
with like
pond.
some notches like coming in and out of it, and literally you're on all fours. And it's like we're going up there. It's like what?
Yeah, it was where the pond was.
So we made it. Don't get me wrong, we got the footage, but yeah, but it's a very cool site. Very cool site. But it's big.
Yeah.
Not a fan of certain parts of the site. It seems like they were using themselves between quad bikes and 4x4s to get objectives done and to get stuff around and so forth. Because again, how big the site is, and you can clearly see where track marks have been put in places and they're bogged down and they've got a lot of ruts and stuff. And but otherwise, yeah, it's cool. It's good. Yeah. Gameplay. So we're gonna go on the gameplay now of NAF/Ground Zero. It's very it's not the best. I'm going to tell you all right now. It's not the best skirmish site you will ever go to in your life. No way near. Is it fun? Yes, but it's more of a milsim than anything else, personally, because it's pure objective based and everything's on time schedules. I ain't got it on me. Can't find it. It's all time-based objections with bonuses, and there's multiple objections within that time period. So, for instance, half free, there's 3 objectives just for Bravo team to do, and possibly a special. And then the other teams may have their own, which will overlap with ours. And it also is designed to have that gunfight in multiple locations, so forth, so forth. But it's very milsimmy. There was one time, was it the Saturday, on that concrete structure? Was it Saturday? We must have been sat
Yeah.
up there. How many of us up there? About 40 of us.
I think upstairs there was probably, I'd say just shy of 30, but then you could get underneath. So I had a bit of a nose while we were kind of camped out in it waiting for the objective to come. I had a proper nosy round and went down understairs and everything. And downstairs was just like a little rabbit warren of paths. And there was probably about another 12, 15, 20 players downstairs. So I think in total, there was probably about 50 of us like holding that particular fort in that position.
Yeah, because it was all
Whilst we'd
outside
got
within the
another
bushes
team
as
out
well.
somewhere else.
We were there, what, half an hour? Just sitting,
Yeah.
waiting, just sitting. Granted, I had an absolute ball, a right blast. It was amazing. It was a nice time to just sit down, relax, get your energy, have a quick nibble, have a drink, just chat with all your fellow teammates and whatever. But it was very milsoming. There's like the slightest word, everyone stands up
We
and
didn't
get
need
the
to do
guns
it.
ready.
We didn't need to do anything because we'd got Pedro,
Yeah,
right? Everybody needs a fucking Pedro. We need a Pedro. That guy was insane. So there we all are. Everybody got fully automated rifles, everything else. We've pretty much got all this for 30 minutes before they drop an objective off. I think it was a laptop, or it might have been, it was some sort of device that they were dropping off.
Yeah.
Once the device was dropped, the aim of the mission was get that back to base camp. So while we're all sat there holding the fort, because that's the only way you are going to get the objective at the end of the timing, every now and again, a Delta or an other would pop their head round or try and have a go to see if they could clear us out. We had a Pedro. Pedro had this absolutely beautiful LMG with full on like side box mag, and this guy was just nuts. He was just nuts.
It looked heavy. A lot of people try. He let loads of people have a go, and some of them like he's heavy, like struggled to pick it up. So he must have been a full like steel conversion or something. So our objective for that was to capture and maintain the base. If we did that, we would then get a bonus objective that we then had to escort back to our main operations base, which we did. Well, we actually even did that. The first bonus one, myself, Lee, and about four of us, we did that. We took that back, and we sat there chilling.
Yeah, the
Blah blah
bullying.
blah blah blah. So, gameplay wise, yes, it's more of a mil sim than a skirmish. You couldn't really go with skirmish because once you're down and you're out, you had to go back to respawn and sit for 5 minutes. And to be honest, most people sat there for like 20 minutes, easy, and just sat there, chill, relaxed, and whatever. Then had a nice casual walk back to roughly where they were going or where the next objective would be. So it wasn't fast paced like a mil sim. It was, I mean, sorry, like a skirmish. It was definitely more mil sim. But no, it was a lot of fun. So, which has also pushed us more towards the side that we want to do a mil sim, definitely. Hopefully, I don't have to drive 3.5 hours to get there. So, so we've covered objectives, we've covered players, because the other one was on that was weather, which we did. Objectives again, we've just covered. Actually, it sounded like there was other objectives like bags of sniff blow, whatever you want to call it, which were scattered or would randomly drop out of the marshal's car when he looked at you. That's how I got one, which then you would take back to your headquarters for bonus points.
Yeah. Loads going off. Really well structured, really
Yes.
well put together. Obviously, as part of your briefing pack, you got a copy of the actual site map, so you knew where everything was, and you got a breakdown of all the different timings and where the positions were, what the objectives were, and obviously Luke, thankfully, had printed us off a Saturday and a Sunday, and we've got these. I don't think I've got mine to hand,
No.
but we have actually got some, and you'll see them on the videos of some of the shots. We've got some sleeves that we now wear, where we could actually fit that in. We also had a really good opportunity to try out the Aries Alpha app while we were
Yes.
there. And do you know what? Yes, okay, it was. We'd not. I think Luke had taken the time to set it up and not transferred it across. But just having the ability to go, if I got shot and had to go back to a dead man zone, being able to find Luke through the Aries Alpha app made a massive difference because I could literally track from where I'd gone to where he was and vice versa. So even without the mission set up on the top, just having it there so that I knew where he was at all times, he knew where I was at all times, did make it loads better, loads.
Yeah, so I'm going to do two birds with one stone. So players and that app. So the Aries Alpha Map, anyone who's not aware, is an app you can download for iOS and for Android. It's free. There's also a browser version, so you can set it up on a PC or a tablet or laptop or whatever.
Luke,
Hello.
sorry to interrupt you. I'll be right back.
That's fine. So the Aries Alpha Map. So basically, Aries Alpha app. You can use it online as well on a browser, and you can actually set and make your own custom maps. And then once you've set it up, you would then log into that on your mobile device as such. And as I believe, you would scan the code through whatever you've set it up as, and then it would link to that device. And then once you're with your teammates, you can give them a QR code, they scan it through the app, and you're straight in the party. Done. And you know where everyone's location is. It's talking of location as well, the internet down there was actually pretty decent. It was actually better in the forest than it was in the campsite. So we had signal all the time. So again, I left on the Saturday. I left early, not left, but I left the game early on the Saturday. By 4 o'clock, I was done. I could not move. I was absolutely knackered. So I radioed into um, Lee and said, "I'm done. I want to be in the safe zone, so forth." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just going to do this objective, and I'll be meeting you." But I could see him on the app exactly where he was. And I'm thinking, why is he going further off? I was like, oh yeah, he was doing the objective, so forth, so forth. But when I could see he was coming down, it was like perfect timing. So I quickly ran to the bar, grabbed him a pint, and by the time he got back, here's his pint. So yeah, the app, fantastic. Just for checking locations of your teammates is brilliant. Um, on that note, I am going to go on the radio situation. I was um, approached by quite a few people during the weekend regarding radios. For some reason, there was massive interference. Um, so a lot of people like myself were using the Bofang radios, so the UV9R, or 5R, or the 9. And if anyone's aware of them, they've got some incredible reach. I've spoke to one of our team members, Nathan, 3 miles away down the road, and I could speak to him using it. But we were on this site and 500 meters, and you get no signal. Just you won't be able to get through. It was just weird for some reason, and a lot of people had the same issue. So we only think we could think of was the terrain, or because it was quite dense or solid buildings. So yeah, I was just telling them about the radio problems we and other people were having. So yeah. So the last thing to do with that was also I was going to mention was players. So we met some brilliant people, didn't we? Absolute fantastic people.
Do you know what? Like everybody we spoke to, I would have quite happily shared a pint with.
Yeah.
Like there was, I mentioned it before when we were talking about the attendees. Like nobody was rude. Appreciate like by Sunday afternoon, heat, hotness, everything else. Like you could see it was starting, and the tiredness was starting to bed in. But Saturday, Sunday morning, Friday evening, people were there just to have fun, have a laugh. And do you know what? Surprisingly, like the big thing for me, the main thing for me, and I bang on about it every time we go out on a site and we do a review afterwards, was that many people, the amount of marshalling that was actually required was pretty minimum.
Yes, that was also
Like the amount of people that weren't, well,
marshals. There was marshals everywhere.
yeah,
You could have there was marshals running the games and there was marshals playing, but the marshals who were playing also had hivers. And there was a marshal I spoke to a few times. He was actually on the others team, and he was in a ghillie, and he just had his hivers wrapped around his head, basically, so you knew he was a marshal. But he was playing. There was marshals everywhere. So if you had any issues or whatever, there was a marshal. And even me, because I've got a limp because of my ankles and my back. So I was walking down this path, and it's quite, like I said, some of the areas are quite steep. And I was walking down, and the limp was kicking in. This is before I was ready to give up for the day. And the marshal literally stopped in his tracks, watched me, and then as soon as I got down, he goes, "Are you all right? That's quite a serious limp." I'm like, "No, mate, I'm fine. I'm old, arthritis." He was like, "Oh, okay." But the marshals were looking out for people. We saw on occasion where a couple of occasions where some people actually got hurt, BBs to the face, drawing blood, or very close to the eye. And the marshals are all over that. I mean, as soon as there was a guy on our team, he got shot. Don't know who by. It shouldn't have been a hot gun, so we reckon it's someone who was a bit too close, and he had it right to the face, and it was just bleeding. And two marshals came out of nowhere and ran down, checked him out, and ran trying to find out who shot him. Basically, they want to know who it is, what they used. Basically, their marshals were on it. And then there was a young girl who got shot, and she got shot like it must have gone just underneath her eye protection, and it was like in the corner of her eye here somewhere. She was fine, but she was just walking around with her eyes back on for like the rest of the night. But no serious
yeah.
injuries. But
But
well,
no,
we
in
say no
general, like
serious injuries. There was
people,
one one gent there, and I give my hat off to him. I ain't got a hat on me, so I'm going to use this rule. Give my hat off to him. This guy had one leg, and he was playing Airsoft. He was an older gent as well. Someone's granddad, easy. Easy in his 60s. One leg playing Airsoft. I'm sorry. He's there with a plate carrier, not a plate carrier, a chest rig, 2 walking sticks, and a rifle on a sling. And he was playing Airsoft. I'm sorry. If he can do it, anyone can do it. There was even a lad there with one arm, and he was rocking. So, yeah, absolutely brilliant. I'll say the people there, we had a laugh with loads of people, even outside the games. In the game, everyone's on the same wavelength, and it's just banter and just fun. Objectives, where to go. Let's go run.
And do you know what? I think a prime thing for me on the Saturday. So obviously we'd got split up at one point. I'd gone to one dead zone. Luke had gone to another. Luke had called it a day. Fine, fair enough. I was tempted to. But because people were just so friendly and like you could pretty much just tag on to any group whatsoever, and they just kind of accept you in. You're another pair of eyes, you're another rifle, you're another body. I pretty much went, do you know what? After I come out of this dead zone, I'm going to make my way back, and because there was an offer of a pint on the table, so I was definitely keen on that. But I was out for like another hour and a half because I'd gone one way, thought I'm going in the right direction, stumbled across an absolute horde of Bravos, ended up getting roped into going on another mission, to which we got into another horde of Bravos. I ended up going to another mission, and it just so happened that in my last pick up and drop, as I was walking towards the dead man zone, it was like, I am actually now finally near the safe zone. I'm now going to call it a day. But it was just that, like, you could literally, like, just pick up any group and they would just take you in, accept you. Nobody was rude. If somebody made a call out, everybody listened to that call out. And I think that for me was really, really like enjoyable for a
Yeah, so
change.
that's the more
Wasn't just
milsim
people.
side of life, because again, you can go to any random skirmish place and you have the regulars who stick together and they don't really like anyone who's new, and they either ignore people or they just don't interact. But this was like everyone just didn't care. Everyone was like, "Yeah, mate, come join us." And we did it. We had a couple of people who joined us. They got lost and like they've never been there, and they joined us, and we roll around for an hour or two or something like that.
It was good. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
So yeah, that's players. Overall with game. So overall with day 1, 2, and 3. So the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. My take is, I'm just gonna say it's a 10 out of 10. It was. I enjoyed it. We had so much fun. Everything about it. Sleeping, camping,
Even
the
with all the
environment,
dust.
even the dust, even the bloody dust. Yeah, no, it was good. It was enjoyable. I was extremely skeptical about it. One, because it was a 4-hour damn drive. Two, I'm going to a site I don't know how big it is. I'm with a crap load of people, not just a normal 40, 50, or even when we go to the jails like 90. It's a crap load of people. But you know what? As soon as it finished, like, yep, next year, on it. Definitely next year. So, that one. What would you say your weekend was?
I mean,
Including the dust.
I have actually, do you know, I have thought about it, and I've thought about just how much it was incredibly enjoyable. I think the only thing I'd do differently next year is I think I'd like to stay until the Monday so we can get another full day.
Yes, yeah.
Because I think we kind of
We left early
we
because we should
we
get back
scuffed
early.
ourselves.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that. Yeah. So, yeah.
But otherwise, I thought it was a great weekend. The Friday, getting down there nice and early, give us an opportunity to get set up. There was no rushing, there was no racing about. We pretty much did everything at our leisure, at our time. Like for me, I just more than anything, it's a new site. It's worthwhile getting your guns chronoed because then, especially with I'd recently had the M4, which is back on the wall, in its special place. DMR'd. It was the first time I've had it out properly. And one of the rules around DMRs that they got in the safety brief was that you have to have semi-automatic. You can't have full auto. Mine's not locked on semi-automatic because I'm not a dickhead. So I was in a
And we
bit of
ain't
a
got
panic.
round
Like,
to it
what do
yet,
I
that's
do?
why.
Yeah. But at the same time as well, like, I'm not a dickhead. Like, if you have to have it done, that tells me that you're a dickhead. But anyway, so I was in a bit of a panic at the fact that without that, I've got the Ronin, I've got the sniper rifle, I've got plenty to use, but I just wanted to see whether we could use it. And we'd obviously had the conversation about tweaking it so that we could remove the full auto if it needed to happen. I'm just lucky that from a chrono perspective, their chrono, I say their chrono,
That's
we'll
coming.
come back to it in feedback. It chronoed in at 265. I know fact I've had it chronoed in at another site at 370. So that's a point that we'll pick up, obviously. But otherwise, Friday was great. It was nice. It was relaxed. It gave you an opportunity to get a feel for the site, get a feel for where everything was, how everything worked. Saturday was the big game day. Saturday was amazing. But even the little bit, because I think we left, so we'd planned to leave at 12. And I think by the time we got out, had something to eat, got everything prepped and ready to go, and got logged up and ready to pull off, it was about 4 o'clock. So we'd had a decent day on the Sunday as well. It was just the fact that we could have had a bit more of a decent day
Yeah,
had we
so
come
we
back on the
didn't.
Monday.
We
But yeah,
literally stopped playing about quarter to what 10, 20 to 1, and then we
yeah,
obviously got back to the safe zone, and then obviously then to the caravans, and it started loading stuff up. So yeah, bit of a thingy. But overall, so what would you rate it then? Your overall weekend?
I definitely. I'd be a 10 out of 10. Like I've got no complaints. The
No,
food was good, the atmosphere was fantastic, the gaming was great, the marshalling was awesome.
I have
Um,
no complaints up to a certain extent.
so there's a difference between a complaint and feedback, I think. And I think this is where the next kind of the key part for us is like part of these reviews is it's not about slagging anybody off. It's
No.
about these are the things that if I had the opportunity to change it, I would change it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go with gear we used. So someone asked us in the live stream what gear we use. Straight to the thingy. Lee likes Timu. So I
My
think
Timu shit looks good. Look. My Timu shit on the stand over there, low.
so basically don't knock it. So why not? I started off with some eBay crap, which literally fell apart, and then I upgraded to Viper gear, and then now I'm now rocking Warrior Assault System. It's not new. I got it used. I got it for a really good price. I mean, stupidly good price, like £40 good price. So I'm not moaning. And then I found it, and I've also found some like cheap Chinese Temu-ish knockoffs of some Warrior stuff to make the kit go together as well. So yeah, a lot of it's my gears. A lot of it's Warrior Assault, or it's a replica of Warrior Assault. Um, I had the grenade. The grenade. I had the Dynatech grenade. I think it's a Dynatech. I lost it. It's gone. Don't know what happened. I just don't know. So that's gone. Sam Viper pistol I literally never used, but it was on me. I did take the LMG, the S&T Armory, S&T, whatever it's called, M249. Had it chronoed, had it there set up. Actually, never used it. I literally just used my Ronin T10 the entire time. Yeah, that's it. Boots are from Temu, if I'm correct, minus my new ones, which I don't use. But I think the trousers are Viper. Top the t-shirt on Saturday was ex-army. So that was a proper real U-back. The one on Sunday was Timu. We've seen a trend here, aren't we? Gloves for Timu. The wrist strap was a Viper one. We got that from eBay. I purchased them. I purchased a bunch of them for the dads. I would say they gave me the money back, but some of them haven't. Actually, still waiting for some cash on that one. I don't know, when did I buy them? I don't even remember. um, helmet is a new pro helmet. All the attachments are randomness, which I got it to make it work. The earpieces are from eBay, cheap thingies, but they work. The goggles I use are my God, ESS V12. They're the British Army ballistic glasses. I've got the actual like proper. I can't remember what they've got proper like snowboarding ones as well as the actual goggles with all the lenses for both. I got them dirt cheap as well. Um, yeah, and then Mr. Lee is rocking Timu top, Timu trousers, Timu t-shirt, Timu
Just give me everything.
Timu Pernus. Um, no, it's not you, is it? No, someone else has got the Timu Pernus. Um, it's about 7 inch in it. Um, yeah, basically. And then you've got the Combat Master M4, Glock
G&G
20.
Combat Master and
Yep,
uh,
Glock
the
27.
G&G M4, the Glock 27, the baby Glock, the best Glock, the only Glock, Glock 19. And I did bring my high capper, a WE high capper, never left the box, to be fair.
Same with
Although I did
his
use the
bolt
Glock
action.
19.
Never left the van.
Huh?
Your bolt action
No,
never left the van. Got pronoed, but that was it.
but yeah, and I think we said it on. I said it to you on the way back. Like with the sniper rifle, I could have got away with using it. Absolutely, there was loads of snipers, and I understood why because of the size of the sight. But for me, the sniper rifle is kind of like my Stig rifle.
Hmm.
Like when the AEGs fuck up and I can't use them for whatever reason, the sniper is a beautiful fallback weapon. It's bolt action, so I don't rely on any power input other than my massive arms to pull the bolt. Um, but yeah, so that's I'm looking at the box. It's an S series SA902 in green. It's had the spring upgraded to the vice spring, just because the standard spring is shit. And the lovely Phil did that for me. And yeah, that's kind of the bottom line of my gear. I have the same Bowfang, but I use a throat mic. I'm hoping to get that changed because I know the throat mic's not always very clear
No,
when I'm
no.
out and about.
I'll give you that. Anyway, I understand the throat mic situation. It's easy, it's convenient, and it's there and it's comfortable. But Jesus Christ, they are shocking sometimes. You cannot understand anyone who uses them sometimes. It's really hard. So yeah, there's that. I did not take the sniper rifle. I just left that at home. I knew I wasn't going to use it, so I didn't even bother packing it. I left that at home. I will be taking it next time we go out somewhere because I really need to try and make sure it works because I might just sell it. We shall see. Um, yeah. Water bottles, bladders. Oh, extremely needed in this place. It's big. Oh, actually, saying that, I forgot to mention that, or we both forgot to mention that. There is water in the safe zones. Not safe zones, in the dead zones.
Yeah,
They
that
literally
they
deliver.
regularly top up as
Yeah,
well.
they deliver water and make sure it's regularly topped up so you can have fresh drinking water. So you don't have to leave the game to go get a drink. They bring it to you and it's free. Which that was brilliant. If I knew that one, that would have helped a lot. But yeah, that was fantastic when I found that out. I filled up my bladder twice, so both bladders, the one on my back and the one down my pants. So no, brilliant. Right, I was going to say lost and found. I went to lost and found. I found something. I took it in. I lost something. Tried to get info. Never found it. It was easy enough to find. It was literally right next to where you sign in. It was between sign in and the shop. What the actual shop. Um, so that was that. You make of that what you make of that. Problems is the next
Feedback,
category.
not problems. Feedback.
Okay, we'll go feedback. So no, actually problems as well, not just feedback. We had problems. Problem number one, dead. Problem number two, dead. Problem number
Oh
three,
yeah.
my entire game footage from the first day is either dead or corrupted. They overheated, they died. Granted, as many of you are aware, I have quite a few GoPros and more cameras, but by the time I realised, it was too late. So I have borderline no footage, which was the number one biggest pain in my arse. Not pain in my arse. Irritation, we'll say. I was so pissed off about it, it was unreal. I had pretty much no footage. Granted, on the good flip side, Lee has 5.5 hours of footage from the first day, so he's fine. So there will be Lee's perspective and a little bit of mine from the first day. I was originally going to release one massive video, and then when I realized how much there was, without cutting it up, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing it. It's 5.5 hours long. So I'm going to cut some down, but I think I'm going to release it in 1 hour increments, basically. So it's going to be, actually, I might even do an hour and a half. I don't know. We'll see. I'll see what it shortens down to. But basically, I'm going to put it around about an hour per video for one day. So Saturday is going to be a bunch of 1 hour videos, possibly, or 1.5 hour videos, because it's so much. You lot like the long videos, so you're going to get it. You're not going to get what everyone else does, where it's just going to be as a 10-minute, 8-minute video of fucking NAF2025, and you get 3 days worth of fucking shit in one 8-minute video or 15-minute. No, you're going to get the shit. You're going to get the full experience of what it's like. And yeah, I might do montage cuts of it, and I might, to be honest, I think I'm going to let Lee do a lot of that on his side, and I'm going to give Phil a bunch of data, and them two can do the montage videos how they want to do it. So, on that note, that was the problem number one. The problem number two was the boots. The problem number three was first camping location wasn't the best. We moved 10 feet and it made a huge difference. Problem number four was the dust. Problem number five, I forgot my charger for my vape, but I managed to work it out. What other problems did we encounter? Microphone, walkie-talkie issue problems. It was just all little bits and bobs, which we did erect in the end, but it was just more irritation than anything. Now we will go with feedback, and this is the first feedback I'm going to point out before we do anything else, because this was the main concerning. 1 second. Half an hour ago. So it's a safety concern, which I wasn't. I was very confused when it happened, and I only verified when I got home. So as you know, Riff chronos your rifles, weapons, bolt actions, shotguns, whatever you're using on .2s. It's on their website. Blah blah blah. It's in their briefings. They will point to chrono your weapon on a .2 BB. They chronoed my Ronin and gave me a chrono FPS reading of 271. At first, I was like, "Oh, cool, it's on the limit. Let's go." Didn't really think about it. Fine, because I know my Ronin's very close. So yeah, it was only after the fact I then realised, because they write it on your rifle as well in this special pen, which very slowly wears off. It was only after the fact, about an hour or so later, when I realised that they chronoed my Ronin T10, my KWA Ronin T10 upgraded at 271 FPS. That's extremely low for that rifle. Extremely. So when I got home Monday, I pulled my chrono out, which is borderline new. I've had it a while, but I only use it to chrono, and that's it. I don't use it that often. I chronoed my Ronin on 0.2 BBs and got a reading of 341. Their chrono was off by 70 points. And I verified with Lee when he had his chronoed there, and from the last time he had it chronoed from ourselves. Or no, it was a game site, wasn't it? And the readings are the same. It's 70 points off. The concerning point of that little rant is people there are aiming for 300 FPS, and they're getting readings of 350 FPS, and they're getting readings of 200 and something. So borderline, every single HPA gun is hot. Every single one of them. Don't know what they would have been shooting at, but they're hot. Either there's a problem with their chrono systems, which are very expensive chrono systems when you look at them, or it was the chrono system we used there was an issue with at NAF. Yeah, that one. Because if someone went down there to the one we use in particular with a bolt action, which was what the legal limit in the UK is 500 FPS, and they get a reading of 400. There's nothing wrong with them swapping a spring out to get it back up to 500. But in reality, that thing's at 600. So, yeah, that was the main safety concern that I discovered. It's not a good one.
It's worth calling out though, and I think you've mentioned it there. Like, it could have just been that one particular credit, because the gear they were using was some pretty high class gear.
The gear,
like, we're not
their
talking...
chrono machine is what you would use for a real steel rifle to check the literal FPS and muzzle velocity. It says that word. It's exactly the same thing. I've seen it on other YouTube channels in the US. I watch a few gun channels in the US, and they use exactly the same one. So it's not a cheap one. It's not the Ace Tech ones that you buy from your local airsoft shop for 50 quid. This thing's probably £1,000 ish. So yeah, either it's not been calibrated, it's dodgy, it's broke, or whatever. But the readings they were getting, what compared to we get, it was 70 points off, which is not good. Granted, I got shot a few times, and it didn't really think. I've got a scar right here, which is pretty much already gone. I had one on my arm. I got shot 5 times in total, so I'm pretty much only one of the marks. Actually, totally lie, they're all gone. But again, we saw people who were bleeding from the face and stuff. So was that something to do with it, or was that someone just being an idiot? So that was the main concern. Feedback wise, what else could they have done? Improvement wise, I'm not going to say everything was perfect, but it ran fine.
It was one of the best. It was one of the best game days I've ever had. One of the bits of feedback that I picked up from somebody that I was talking to as we were going about was just around the dead man zone situation. So your dead man zones was a shared dead man zone. The rules were obviously once you leave the dead man zone, don't be a dickhead and camp the dead man zone, because that's not fun for anybody. And pretty much nobody did.
No.
But one of the pieces of feedback that I heard while I was out on the field was it would have made more sense as you took the objective, you then took the nearest dead man zone, and that dead man zone became your spawn until you lost said objective, which then made sense. But then you're also in the risk of, are you then going to end up pushing somebody all the way back to their spawn and them not being able to get out? But then you have also got that flexibility around every objective was under attack throughout the day because of the way that they put things out. So there was always some way that you could have spawned on Taken, vice versa and all that sort of stuff. So that was the only piece of feedback that I picked up while I was out on the field. My personal opinions, was there anything in particular that I think could have been done better? I think the raffle went on a little bit too long.
The
I thought the
raffle
raffle idea was absolutely
was,
fantastic. Like
yeah,
they'd gone out, they'd gone to all the local stores, they'd got loads of free gear. Pretty much, you didn't have to pay to be in the raffle. You'd already paid to be in it once you got your number, and they randomised the number. Called it out 3 times, and if you didn't answer, they moved on to the next one. It
I
was
think it
just
would
a
have been
bit of
better
a
if they just ran the dice and just mentioned numbers, blah blah blah, you've won, number blah blah blah, you've won, number blah blah blah, you've won. But
yeah,
they make a big show about it, and there was a lot of no shows, a lot, so it ran on quite
yeah,
long. There was no, for us, for instance, there was nowhere to sit. Every single space was taken. There was people everywhere. It was like the main event, pretty much, of the entire weekend. Everyone was out for this raffle. Everyone, pretty much, minus the people who weren't there. Um, but otherwise, yeah, it's just little bits and bobs. Nothing major. What? Oh, there was one thing that was on my mind actually, which they could have improved on. I think it's more for me. It would have been more to do with the site itself, the game site. So, for instance, that cliff that you go up. Someone said there used to be rope there to help you up.
yeah.
Well, there wasn't. So again, if there was, that would have helped a lot. Because it was what 12 foot around 12 foot sheer vertical cliff. You were pretty much trying to walk up.
Nah, it wasn't that big.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
wasn't
easy.
that big. It was for you because you're small.
But yeah, just little bits of bobs basically.
Yeah. I think overall, like the experience has
Markers,
been absolutely fantastic. Yeah,
markers, identification markers of the areas. That would be a massive bonus because they give you a map and they've named the locations on the map. If it's one of them things like if you go to a new site and people call places by like the bombshell or the nuke tower or whatever else, and if you don't know what the hell that is, you don't know what that is. And that was basically the issue that we had. We were looking at the map, looking like, right, the pond. Where the bloody hell's the pond? So we're walking around in the location we think it is, and we're looking for a pond. No, it's just a hole in the floor.
yeah.
It wasn't a pond of any sort. So it's like, okay. So if they had a marker there saying this is the pond, brilliant, thank you. I've got a point of reference. I know now where that is. Because telling me to get back to the pond, I still can't tell you. Actually, I could. It was literally go up, take the first left straight down.
No, it's true. I think there's certain places where they could pretty much stick a signpost or two.
Mm.
Just for them of you that you lose your map, you damage your map.
Even little
But that's not to
waypoints
say
and
like
like totem pole kind of things.
yeah,
Signposts.
yeah.
It's like when
But at
it
the
tees
same
off,
time,
because you got this main road, and between you walking up there and the 4x4s and the quads, but it like tees off in so many directions. But if they had markers on there telling you what's in that bloody direction, you would then know where to go. We were
yeah. At the
literally
same time, though, we mentioned it earlier. Like there are plenty of staff in
there is,
game,
yeah,
and they're very approachable. It was really fun to read through as I was reading through the safety briefing pack. I did read it all, um, most of it, and the key thing around the marshals is they have their own marshals. They also have what they call trusted players. So these are guys that have been year in year out,
yeah,
who, like Luke said, like play and marshal at the same time. Each team has got a fairly good amount of them. And you can definitely spot the local boys quite easily because when somebody says we need to go here, the local boys are always at the front of the pack. They know where they're going.
yeah.
So there's always somebody that knows where they're going that you just follow them. And like I said before, like it's one of those sites that you might think it's really easy to get lost, and it is. But by the time you've realised you're lost, you've found probably a small complement of your own team. Just link up with them and carry on,
You
like
know
follow
what?
where they're going.
I did get lost myself at one point, but I had the app, that Aries Alpha map, and I basically just rotated it I just rotated it to basically where So you can activate a compass on it, and I just zoomed in and out. Oh, I zoomed in. I
So
zoomed
good.
out a bit so I could see actually where the safe zone was on the map, because on the map it's just a big sand nest. So I knew it was basically I needed to go like west. So I started walking west and basically got there in like 5 minutes. I was back on the road, which I knew I was. So yeah, no, the Aries Alpha app again, brilliant for big sites, fantastic. Um,
I think do you know what? I think we just need to use it more. We said that on the way
Phoenix,
home. That in the up and coming game days that we're planning, because obviously we'll be out in September, October, November, December. I think if we can get it working for some of the sites that we're going to, I think next year when we do go to the NAF, because it will be a do, not a maybe. I'm definitely up for going again. We could put a bit more time into it, and really kind of bring the app to the forefront of what we wanted to use it for.
yes. So we're going to design our own map basically on a proper overlaid version of NAF on that Aries Alpha map, and we'll have our own QR code so our team members can log in. And to be honest, we might even go down the route of say, right, if we're up, because I think we might go Delta next year, we'll just say to Delta, yeah, there's a QR code. If you got the app, scan it, and then you know where every fucker is. So.
Do you know what I say to that? Fuck Delta.
Running joke, love it. On that point, the last option category is leaving. So leaving the game, the day. I say we left around 4:30. We had to drive. We had to drive my lovely green scratched up van and the caravan through an active game site. Not the biggest fan. It's not more the fact of getting shot or scratched or whatever. That doesn't bother me at all. A lot of people that obviously would be quite concerning. It was more the fact that people jump out of bushes onto the main road. So obviously drive with caution. Don't track up too much dust. Don't drive like an idiot. But otherwise, yeah. And then the drive home was like 3.5 hours. It was literally downhill straight away from near enough the entire way
Yeah.
from us. So yeah, drive home was nice. We did it in pretty much one stretch. And then home, sweet home. And then the next day unload and everything else. So on that note, that would be the NAF and Ground Zero site review. And overall, massive thumbs up. Definitely going
Yeah,
next
yeah.
year.
Definitely see 26.
Yes,
Definitely see
and
you
we
26.
will be taking, hopefully, some of the other dads with us. You never know. We might even take partners and children. We'll see. But otherwise, yeah, next year definitely. But on that note, we are done. If you want to add anything else, Mr. Lee.
No, I
No.
think we've covered it. Like overall, the festival scene, the Airsoft scene, I think the two are brought together really, really nicely. I think the site is absolutely managed fantastically. The staff are amazing. The choices that are out there, both from the stalls, from the food stalls, everything was really, really good. Like there wasn't anything that you kind of went, if I'd have said I fancied it, I could have probably had it. And just overall, like just the feeling, the energy. The weekend was fantastic. I mean, I'm not the fittest of people at 42 years old, um, and it was tiring, but it was an enjoyable tiring.
Yeah,
Like we've been out on half day game days, and you get to lunchtime and you contemplate whether or not you want to go out again or not,
yeah,
and you tend to lean towards, well, we'll just go home. But after we'd had something to eat and we'd let it settle down, I was ready to go back in. I wanted to go back in. I wanted to really keep enjoying the time that we were having, and
yeah.
it
That
was. It
was
was.
one of them.
It's.
It's like again. I'm gonna roll back for when I left left out on Saturday. Well, I left the game on Saturday. I got knocked out. I went to the wrong game zone, so I ended up going right down dead zone. Sorry, so I went right down the main path, right near the safe zone, and there's a dead zone there. I went too far. Basically, I should have gone to a different one because I'd gone down that path. When I had finished in the dead zone and walked back, I literally got around a quarter of the way to the path, and my feet physically could not do another step. I was like, I'm done. I can't. My feet just they were killing me. I'm like, I'm done. I'm ready to do it until I'm done. I'm going to the safe zone. I'm going to get a drink and stuff. I'm sat there waiting for Lee, as I would say. He said he was out there for about another hour, and all I can think about is like, push yourself, go back out, go back out. My feet are like, you do it, and I fall off, you bastard. But yeah, I just kept wanting to go back out because we've had that situation again, like Lee said, when we've been to skirmish sites and we've pushed ourselves or we've gone, and it's like it's not been as enjoyable or whatever else. And come lunchtime, you're drained, or you're just not in the mood. You just like can just sit here for a bit longer, have a longer dinner or whatever. And it's like, you know what, just go home. I'm not bothered. But this one, no, it was like every 5 seconds you want to go back out. It's like even like
Yeah.
once you'd finished at 6 o'clock and it had finished and shut down, you're like, shit. Can we just get back out? Stick the tracer units on and just
But
go out.
thoroughly
But,
enjoyable. Really
yeah.
enjoyed it. Can't wait till next year.
Yeah. On that note, thank you very much, everyone who tuned in and watched. Obviously, this video will stay here for the review situation. And again, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe, give us a like, comment.
Like and subscribe.
Got any questions, please ask us. And in the next, hopefully, in the next live next week, depending on schedules, we will give you an update to do with the giveaway and start having that planned out, because we have a couple of goodies as well for the people who can meet us. You will have an option. We are not sending any what's the word I'm for, goodies through the post because of what they are. I'm not paying for special shit for that personally, and having the chance that they will be either lost or damaged, so it will be pick up in person. Otherwise, if you wanted instead, it would be the cash pay app, or a what's another cash pay app? Oh, what's the word? The gift voucher. That's the one. So yes, stay tuned as such, but hopefully next week we'll have some more info on that. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and see you next time. Goodbye.
Adios, so like and subscribe.